There's this fucking guy on TikTok who's like, oh, well, it tends to rub people of color the wrong way when I talk about racism, when I happen to have an opinion as a white MAGA Trump supporter about racism as a white man. First of all, how many fucking times have you been harassed to the point where you don't want to leave your fucking house because you were called a nigger? Because you were misgendered and told that you are a transgender, or you're trying to look like a boy, or that you look like a boy? How many girls in your town are openly bullying you and saying that, oh, he looks like a girl, and misgendering you and making fun of you and pointing at you out of their cars? How many people are making it so you don't want to fucking go anywhere in public? That's how I used to feel until I said, you know what? Fuck it and fuck them for anything disrespectful they have ever said about me, including consistently misgendering me and calling me a fucking boy. When I'm not a boy, never been a boy. I was born a girl, and I have very feminine features. I don't have any fucking masculine features, and I don't care how short my hair is. So for you to come on this app and try to gaslight black people as if everything is our fucking fault and try to make us feel like shit, like people like you usually do, and make us feel like our lives are completely worthless, this is the type of shit that causes people to want to commit suicide. Like I attempted suicide so many times in my life. For those of you who are saying black people can't feel pain and they can't get bullied and they can't go through certain shit. And this man comes on this app and goes, oh, they have a problem with it when me as a white man has an opinion on racism. I'm not saying at all that white people and other races don't experience racism, but how many times have you been made to genuinely feel so uncomfortable that you don't want to fucking go anywhere due to that discrimination? And I'm sure maybe there are some people out there who are like, fuck it, don't want to go out today, never planned on it. But I don't see many people getting on this app and being like, I got called so many racial slurs today as a white person, and I got misgendered and made to feel so uncomfortable about the way that I look that I don't want to go anywhere today. Except for me, right? As a black woman, speaking up about my experiences and how extremely fucking painful it is to be a black woman sometimes in America. So when I see people come on this app, on TikTok or YouTube, and gaslight black people and make us feel like all the world's issues are because of us, I speak up on it, and it is very upsetting. I never said I was perfect. I never fucking said I don't get angry, and I never fucking said that I don't know what it is to stand up for myself, especially at age 30. And this type of shit makes me angry. Gaslighting black people into feeling like, there's people on this app who have made it seem like Black Lives Matter was just a violent group, which, granted, Black Lives Matter has done they've done some violent things within the heat of the moment of doing certain protests and certain things that they were involved in. Yes, I admit that wholeheartedly. But does that mean that Black Lives Matter is equivalent to the Nazi regime? Like, there is a YouTuber on this app who has compared Black Lives Matter to the Nazis and said, isn't that fucking racist within itself? Comparing Black Lives Matter to Hitler and, like the Nazis, and saying, oh, well, that's just the opposite version. This is just the black version of Nazism. Calling us racist, saying that we are against all and every single white person on this planet because we have the Black Lives Matter movement and because of this and that. My adoptive dad's biological son, who also molested me, just like my adoptive dad did, has a Black Lives Matter sign in his window. Why? Because he wants to look like he's a good person and he's not. So even that subject of Black Lives Matter is triggering for many reasons, and that's one of the reasons. That even a guy like him who molested me, verbally abused me, beat me, used the bathroom on me, abused me in every single way possible, just like other family members, as an adopted black girl, could have that sign, Black Lives Matter, in his window so that he could look like a good person instead of the child molesting abuser that he is, who screamed at me in the middle of the sidewalk on my birthday when I had to go back to a homeless shelter afterwards. That I was a con artist and a scam artist, and I deserve to suffer the rest of my days in prison or a institution or a shelter because I exposed his church family. I exposed them to his church family for raping me as a child. And those are the consequences of speaking up as a black adopted child. Those are the consequences of speaking up and telling the brutal truth about a white family who had done something like that to me, adopting me and getting away with it because they want to look like they're good people by having signs like Black Lives Matter in the window. When behind closed doors, the abuse that I suffered tells another story. It tells a story of people who are just trying to get other people to think that they're like human angels or something like that because they adopted a couple of black kids, not knowing what we were going through behind closed doors. It tells a story of people who were just looking to look good in front of other people. Because when have Black lives ever really fucking mattered to white people like the ones who adopted me and abused me behind closed doors? Answer me that. Whenever they ever fucking mattered. Because I don't remember the last motherfucking time I had heard of any black child who was adopted by a white family and went through hell and back like I did. Did their lives matter? So them having those Black Lives Matter signs in their windows from my child molesting brother and my child molesting adoptive dad, having anything Black Lives Matter related in their window or on display anywhere near them is because they want to look like they're good people when all actuality, they're fucking not. They're evil. Since we want to sit here and fucking discuss how many black people are so-called evil and all of the white people in the situation are good, right? Well, not in my circumstances and not with many of the things that have happened to me where nobody could see and nobody knew about it for so many years. Nobody had a fucking clue about what was happening to me or any of the other black adopted siblings that I had. Nobody knew what was going on with us. And it's all the more triggering, like I said, for people who abused us that heavily to have Black Lives Matter in their window on full display so that other people can think that they actually support black people when in all actuality they adopted 3 black kids that they openly abused in public sometimes. Nobody said anything. Not only did they abuse me in private, but there were times in public as a child. Now that I'm going back through some of the memories in my mind and I'm flashing back through some of the traumatic things, because that's what happens when you have CPTSD. One of many things that you experience when you have that mental health diagnosis is flashbacks. I'm having flashbacks of being abused openly in public as a child. And people not saying anything and people not doing anything. But everybody thinking that they were angels. Live walking angels because they adopted black children, not knowing what was happening to us behind closed doors. So I want you to think about that before you get on video and you gaslight more black people. Because that within itself is narcissistic abuse, something that I went through my entire life. And yes, it can happen to Black people too.